Gracias, gracias.
Okay, guys, welcome to our Zoom call today. My name is Dan Mirdo. I'm coming to you live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And yeah, our company is called The Alliance. We do insurance. So if that is new to you, I apologize, but that's what we're going to talk about today is, hey, how we make money, how we have fun, and how we make a difference in this world, and just how we basically become friends and do life together. So a little bit about me before we even get started is, I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, born and raised up there, moved away when I was 22 and went to South Carolina just kind of on a whim. And, I didn't really know anybody here, but met my wife here. And so I stayed. And we've got two children. We have a 1-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. And me and my wife, we do this full time together. Obviously with the kids at home, she's more of a full-time mommy, but she's making phone calls. She's helping me run my business. She's basically keeping the house in order so I could go out and do what I do and, put the bacon on the table. And so prior to insurance, prior to the Alliance, I was in the restaurant industry. Myrtle Beach is a very touristy town. So restaurants, bars, hotels, that's pretty much all it is. And so we were in the restaurant business. We actually owned a pizzeria. And, that was the dream is, we thought we wanted to own a business. We thought we wanted to own a restaurant. And, for the first couple of years, it was fun. We were living that dream. But it quickly turned into a nightmare. Just, it just beat you down. People talk about getting worn out or getting burnt out, owning a restaurant and even managing a restaurant and just being there constantly, where the money wasn't that good, right? There was definitely weeks, months that our employees made more money than we did because we were taking a loss. And so I tell you all that to fast forward to 2018 when, our restaurant had failed. We owed the IRS money. We were financially backwards. And, I used to, people had approached me about doing insurance before. And, I said things like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. I'll never do that. I'm not pushy. I'm not, that's just not for me. Right. And so I almost, in my mind, there was a stigma about insurance. So I almost looked down on it. I laughed at people that tried to recruit me or, and that was just being an idiot. That was being arrogant. That was being stupid. Right. But that's just where I was. And so basically I fell into insurance. I was at a point in my life that, I was applying everywhere, and then some of you might even relate to this if they were willing to pay me, I was going to take an interview with them. And I took interviews with people that I didn't even know what they were doing. And, they didn't call me back. And it's just like, and so I literally met these guys on Craigslist, the Alliance, and just had a conversation. And from the first conversation, just fell in love with what they were doing. Still had no idea what I was going to be doing. But for the past 5 years, we found a home here. And, just by doing what we're supposed to be doing, we've raised ourselves up to a 6-figure income. We're on pace this year just from personal production to do about $250,000 of income, just by doing what I'm going to tell you what we do and just share that with you. And, I would say just know that, if some of you are coming from broken situations or from your darkest days, that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not magic. It's not something for nothing. You're going to have to bust your ass, straight up with you. You will. But if you do it, it's worth it. And so, yeah, let me kind of get into it and talk to you about what we're doing and how we're doing it and, see if it's right for you. And, there's people on here that maybe it's not right for them. Hey, thanks for coming. Appreciate your attention. But for the ones that are looking for something, the ones that have been dreaming, the ones that have just been beat down by life and thinking that, there's something out there for them, but maybe because I know I didn't feel like I was worthy to I didn't feel I was worthy to have a six-figure income, so I never did, right? But once my mind shift changed, once I started getting around people that really taught me how to think, um, my whole life changed. And it was eliminating bad influences. I think of it this way. I found the Alliance when I was 30 years old. I'm 35 now. I had 30 years of bad habits, bad relationships, bad friends, bad everything. 30 years worth of that, right? And so it took me a hot minute to kind of break away from that and build up to what I should have been doing my entire life. And so yeah, let me kind of get into it. So we are called the Alliance, National Agents Alliance. We go by the Alliance for short. We are an insurance marketing organization. And basically what that means is we specialize in three main markets. So we do life insurance, annuities, and Medicare. And basically we've partnered with these huge insurance carriers. Most of you have probably heard of most of our carriers. So it's industry leaders like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, CVS, the drugstore. Yes, that CVS, we are selling their products. And then on the health side, it's companies like Aetna, Humana, United Healthcare. And so really they are the industry leading companies, and we have full access to basically their product portfolios. I see my son in the background. Hey, bud. And so why is that important is there's other companies out there, there's other organizations out there that their product portfolio is very narrow, I'll say. And if their clients don't fit into that portfolio, they can't help them, right? And so there's nothing worse than being with a client and they want to buy your product, they want you to be their agent, and you can't help them because you don't have the products. Here, you're never going to have that situation. So no matter who you're sitting with, we're going to be able to help every single person. Like I said, it's comparing it to the restaurant. What I love about this industry is, we'll just call it financial services, right? So it encompasses, because we do retirement, we do, like I said, the insurance, mortgage protection, we're doing Medicare, we're doing anything. Basically, we're selling money. That's the easiest way to say it, right? And who doesn't want money? Everyone that you talk to is a potential client. Now, obviously, not everyone wants to be, but everyone's a potential client. And so I know what you're thinking. Okay, I have these products. Okay, how do I find clients? How do I get these products to the masses, to the market? Well, we do the marketing, right? And so basically we're reaching out to folks. We're doing advertising. And so we're doing direct mail, we're doing Facebook, we're doing telemarketing, and the people that respond to our marketing, that's who we're talking to. So there's no cold calling, there's no door to door. Literally, like Mercedes is up in New Jersey, Kareem, they're both up in New Jersey, right? So we're marketing in New Jersey. People in New Jersey that are interested in what we're offering are responding to our advertising. And then we're giving that information saying, hey, Mercedes, here's a little postcard that Mary had sent in. She's looking for funeral insurance. She put all her information down. Call her. And that's what Mercedes does. She calls her and finds out what Mary has going on, and ultimately sets up an appointment to either meet with her face to face or call her on the phone or do Zoom, however you want to do business. It's up to you. And basically, when Mercedes helps out Mary, on average, she's gonna make about $500. And if it's a smaller policy, she'll make a little bit less. If it's a bigger policy, she'll make a little bit more. Basically, the smallest policy I ever wrote was on a newborn, and that paid me about $50 worth of commission. And the largest policy I ever wrote paid a commission of $12,600. So it really is a range. And your job isn't to convince people that they need insurance. It's not to convince them that they have to buy insurance. It's not even your job to convince them what product or what, what type they need. It really is just to listen and find out what their problem is, find out, what's going on, find out why it's even important to them, and then just show them what's available and let them make up their own mind. You know, my closing question is, because nobody wants to be pushy, right? Everyone thinks pushy. No. How I make a sale is I show them the quotes, the options, and I just say to them, which one of these fits your budget best? Which one are you leaning towards? And every time they'll say, oh, we could do this one. And they'll point to an option. All right, let's write it up. Right. It really is that simple. Now, I don't want you to confuse it with easy. Like I said, you're going to have to bust your butt doing this, because people are people. People will frustrate you. People will disappoint you. People will let you down. And, what we need from you guys is a backbone to know that not every day is going to be a great day, right? Just listen, it's life, right? Not every day is going to be a great day, no matter what you're doing. And then we need just work ethic. It's quite simply, the harder you work, the more you work, the smarter you work, the more money you're going to make. And, there's no reason that if you're doing this part-time, just say maybe you book a couple appointments on a Saturday and go out every Saturday each month. No reason you can't be in that, $40,000 to $50,000 range year one part-time. Full-time, we expect you probably be 75 to 100,000 if you're willing to work. That's the caveat. It's not the same as just showing up, right? What makes this different, what makes it lucrative is, hey, if you work, listen, when we had our pizzeria, our employees would just show up sometimes, right? And we paid them. And, their productivity, their efficiency was, less than 10%, but they still got paid the same amount, right? Here, you get paid what you're worth. And so the value you bring is how you can connect with people. And my advice to all new people getting started with us is just be a good person. Treat people how you'd want to be. The golden rule, right? Treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people like they were your family, your parents, your grandparents. If you could do that consistently, you will have tremendous success. And so that's what we do. That is the obvious way we get paid. That's the obvious, going out and selling or helping clients with policies. The second way we get paid is basically teaching other people what we do ourselves, getting people to duplicate what we do. So, I'm looking at Kareem right now. Kareem's going out, killing it, helping families, selling, and again, I hate to use the word selling. It's helping. They requested us to help them. We give them what they want. End of story. That's what it is. And so the problem with that is Kareem is only one man. He's just like the rest of us. He's only got 24 hours a day. So he's limited. He's capped to how many people he could go out and help. However, just like when we had a restaurant, the goal was to franchise ourselves. The goal was to get as many locations as possible, because then we could sell more pizzas. We could help that many more people. We could bring in that much more revenue. With us, it's the same thing. Is Kareem is able to franchise himself by basically mentoring and tutoring new people getting started, just to duplicate what he does. And the beauty of the system that we have is, Mercedes and Kareem, they're leading from the front. So if you just watch what they're doing and just literally duplicate, steal what they say to the clients, steal any little silly jokes that they say when they first meet the clients. Like, that's all we do is just, don't be creative with it. Just use what works. And there's so many good people in this organization that are there to help you, and that they're there to I don't even want to say teach you. It's more so just guide you, right? Be your personality, but just focus that in a way that gets results. And that's what our system does. And so, I don't want to really get into numbers. I don't have anything to even show it too well, but basically how the money works on, on franchising or building a team is basically, say, Kareem hires a new agent. That new agent goes out and makes a sale. That new agent's going to get their full $500 commission because they earned it. They deserved it. However, because Kareem was the one that found his new person, because he's the one that trained his new person, because he's the one that built the relationship and is literally mentoring and guiding that new agent, the insurance companies, they're going to pay Kareem a bonus because the let's say Mutual of Omaha, they didn't have any skin in the game to get Kareem's new person going. That was all on Kareem. And so he's going to get a bonus every single time that new agent sells a policy. And that's not something the Alliance created. That is an insurance industry standard. Easiest way to think about it is think of State Farm. Everyone, no matter what town you live in, you've got a little small State Farm office somewhere, located in your town. And basically think of this. It's, you see the State Farm billboard and it says, Bob Smith State Farm. Well, what Bob Smith is doing is he rented out the office. He's then hiring and training agents, right? And so when these people go into State Farm to buy a policy, the actual agent, let's say it's not Bob Smith, that sells the policy, they're getting paid their commission. And then State Farm is giving Bob Smith, we call it an override, his bonus. Again, why? Well, because he's paying for the office, he's paying the staff, he's paying all the utilities, all the overhead. And so you can see how this business can get really crazy very quickly. On either side you do it, right? Like I said, $100,000, $200,000 income just on the sales side is not a pipe dream. It is 100% doable if you do the work, right? And here's the key to it. Here's, it sounds too good to be true. It sounds like pie in the sky. The hardest part about what we do is all up here. It's all mental. There's nothing physical to what we do, right? We pick up a phone and we talk to someone, right? We're not digging ditches. We're not, at one point in my life, I was a preloader for UPS, meaning I loaded the trucks at 2 a.m, right? And they literally sold it as, hey, you're going to get paid to work out. Like that was a physical job. This, picking up my phone and calling somebody, anybody could do that. But think about it's a Monday morning, right? You get the kids off to school. It's your first bit of silence in the past 2 weeks, right? And that on your schedule, you're supposed to be doing dials, but no one's there harping at you. No one's there saying you're going to get fired if you don't do it, right? The trick to this business is disciplining yourself just like you would be at a job, right? So if you would get fired from a job because you're not there at 8 a.m., well, then you would have to discipline yourself to say, I'm going to fire myself if I'm not here doing my job at 8 a.m. Easiest way, the best thing I've ever heard about this is if you don't discipline yourself, somebody else will. Meaning if you can't, basically if you can't learn to discipline yourself and to be, an entrepreneur, to be independent, then somebody else will that is disciplined, right? That's just how it works. So yeah, guys, I didn't want to get too deep into a ton of stuff. Just wanted to give you an overview of what we're doing, kind of how we're doing it, and just see if it's an industry that you guys would even want to be a part of. It's what I would beg of you is don't let self-limiting beliefs knock you out of this conversation. Because if I had been on this Zoom even 6 years ago, my self-limiting beliefs I would never have gotten started. I just wouldn't have, right? Life put me in a position, forced me to get started. And, it is 100% completely changed our entire trajectory of not just our lives, but our kids' lives and our grandkids. And it's just, I just beg of you that if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're looking for good people, and listen, insurance has produced more millionaires than any other industry in the world, more than Silicon Valley, more than oil and gas, more than the medical industry. And it's like, well, why? Well, because our market is literally everyone. We're selling money. Everyone uses money. Everyone needs money. We have no inventory, no overhead. Why? Because not only are we selling money, we're selling someone else's money. We're selling Mutual of Omaha's money, right? We're selling AIG's money, not even our money. So we sell Mutual of Omaha's money, and then they pay us money because we sold their money. And it's just rinse and repeat over and over and over, right? And I encourage you, please get back to the people that invited you to this call. Obviously, there's way more to what we're doing than I'm going to talk about in 20 minutes. But just get excited. If this is the first time you've seen this or you've heard of anything like this, your enthusiasm, your excitement, that is what's going to drive you to get better. So that's where the discipline comes from, right? It's like going to the gym, right? When you're excited, you started a new diet, you're going to go to the gym. That enthusiasm, you're getting up at 5 a.m. Why? Because you're excited, but 2 months later, when that excitement wears off, it's hard to get up at 5 a.m. Right? So use that. If you're excited about it, use it, act fast. I will leave you with this last thing. I know it's last minute, but I'm just going to throw it out there. A few of you may have heard us talking earlier. We are having a national convention in Denver later this week. The whole team, all across the nation, we're pulling together. It's going to be a weekend event. And it's going to be 3 days of basically what we just talked about. The same type of energy, the same type of content. And it's going to be the top people in the company literally telling you and teaching you what they do. Remember, I told you it's all about just duplicating what they do. They're going to tell us exactly, hey, Megan Wood, how did you make $1 million last year? Here's exactly what I did. Here's how I do it. Take notes, duplicate that. You'll get the same results. So I appreciate you guys being on here. I will stick around for a few minutes if anyone has any questions. I am not afraid. So I'll open up the chat, and if anyone wants to just unmute or put it in the chat. And then Mercedes, if I know there was some chat going on there, if there's anything you need to translate, go ahead.
I was trying to translate in the chat, but my Spanish is not that good. Mi español no es tan bueno para poder hacer esa traducción, esa interpretación escrita. Si tienen alguna pregunta, ahora sería una buena oportunidad de compartir con nosotros, si quieren. Nidia, Marangeli. ¿Alguna pregunta, compañeras?
Estamos súper, yo entiendo inglés y lo hablo también un poquito, así que...
So you speak English? Oh my God, you have me over here.
A little bit.
Okay, good. So you don't need my crazy Spanish?
No.
Okay.
Yo estoy ayudando a Mara por acá.
Okay, wonderful. So yeah, no translation needed.
Yeah.
Awesome. So like I said,
that's amazing.
Yes, these two ladies, Marangeli and Media, are in Puerto Rico. And Marangeli joined us recently, I think a week ago.
Very cool.
All right, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Not now, right now.
That's right.
Tradúceme, Nidia, tradúceme.
Bienvenida al grupo.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, we're helping each other translate and communicate. So that's great. Team effort. Somos un equipo. Qué bien.
But Dan, that was amazing, Dan. Thank you so much for that, y'all. That was powerful.
You're very welcome, guys. And Charity, I did see your message. I'm going to, once I figure out what to do with it, once it's done recording, I will. Charity, whose team are you on?
I'm on Adam's team.
Are you direct to Adam, or are you working with somebody else?
Under Lois.
Okay, yeah, on the Mueller team.
Yeah.
Here, let's do this. I'm gonna put my number in the chat here.
Okay, great.
Please just reach out to me of who you are if you want this. Obviously, I'll save your number, and then I don't know if I could text it or email it. I'm not sure what's gonna be best, but
Okay.
once I have your information, I'm sure I could just email it, but
That's fine. That's fine. And
oh,
I'm
no,
actually
I
here in
know.
Myrtle Beach also.
What's that?
I said I'm actually here in Myrtle Beach also.
Oh, where at?
North Myrtle Beach, right behind Barefoot Landing.
Okay, so our pizza place was in the Kroger Plaza on Main Street in North Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah, I used to work at a escape room off of Main Street right there. So I used to pass right by that Kroger all the time.
Yep, very cool. Small world. Hey, we should definitely get together too sometime if you want to. And also, if you ever want to run appointments with us or do phone calls together, let us know.
That would be wonderful. I know how you were talking about like how it's a mind game when it comes to making those phone calls. And I honestly was very like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then all of a sudden I got leads and I was like, oh crap, can I really do this? And I was like, okay, I need to sit down and I need to buckle down, and it might help to have like, you know, some people there being like, hey, come on, make those dials.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, it's such a mind game that I constantly have to trick myself. I just have to. And I have to put myself in a position in an environment. So like truthfully, Charity, I drive up to Wilmington every Monday to do dials because I can't do them from home. There's too many distractions, kids, you know, TV. My life is here, right? So I need to be put in a work environment to actually do the work. And so it's, you know, I'm not saying that everyone should drive an hour and a half to do dials, but for me, it's like a non-negotiable. I have to, right?
It's paying off, right, Dan?
Right. Yeah. It's doing that. So like last week we did 15,000 last week, all off of those appointments that I set in Wilmington. If I didn't go to Wilmington, no appointments. No money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So cool beans. Yes, I saw someone just texted me, but I didn't open it yet. But yeah, I'll get everything sent over. And then Charity, the person that you know, are they in Myrtle Beach?
No, actually they're in Ohio. So I'm originally from Ohio. We actually moved to Wilmington.
Okay.
We were in Wilmington for a couple of years and then we kind of ran out of stuff to do with the kids. I've got 2 kids. So then we moved down here to Myrtle Beach. So cool. I'm all over the place.
Cool.
That's
So I think what I'll do is I actually have a YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and post it on YouTube and then just text you that link to it and you can just send it to whoever. So yeah,
absolutely. That'll be wonderful.
Yep. And then I live in Carolina Forest. So I'm on the back end, Bell Grove, right off 31. So I'm 6 minutes from you probably, but
love it.
Yep. But okay. Any other questions from anybody?
So Dan, our friends in Puerto Rico want to know if any of our products are sold in Puerto Rico, or any of our carriers. And so
I'm going to check. I do not know.
Right.
That may be a Gina Hawks question.
Yes, I have planned to speak with her tomorrow.
But let's take a look.
Because I put a call into contracting and they haven't called me back yet.
Yeah, call.
The instructions were to check with each carrier.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she's going to answer because it's 8 o'clock.
Right.
I don't know what she's doing.
Gina?
Okay.
What is that? That's Gina? Oh,
It
okay.
is,
Yeah,
I
knew it.
So the cool thing about these conventions that we go to is basically just networking and getting to know people, getting to know the people that can help you. Right. So had I not, you know, spent the time and energy to invest in myself to not only learn the system, learn the products, but to learn and make relationships with the people that are doing it. Right. That's probably the biggest advice I could give you is take yourself out of the equation. Right. When we come to this, we are all flawed, terrible little babies. We know nothing about the industry. We know nothing about what we're doing. It's just true. Right. And we need people to help us, to raise us. You know, did you ever hear that phrase about a turtle on a post?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what do you know? Someone put it there. Right. So that's us. That's all of us. And, you know, that is the power of the conventions, of just meeting the insurance carriers and meeting Megan Wood and meeting Brian Rojas and Brant Swindell and the leaders and the top income earners of what we're doing, and then getting their phone numbers. And it's one thing to get their number, but for them to know who you are when you actually call them, and for them to take your call, that's the most important part. So like, I have no doubts that Gina Hawks is going to call me back later today. She does meetings 4 nights a week across the country. I'm sure she's in a meeting right now. Basically doing what I'm doing. Right. Yeah. But
yeah, that's it.
But Mercedes, I will definitely let you know, because I don't have those ladies' numbers, but I will find out when Gina texts me back about Puerto Rico.
Okay, thank you.
My gut says not many products, if any, but hey, what do I know? We'll see.
We have agents. Some of these agents are licensed in Puerto Rico, of course, but they have non-resident licenses in Florida and other states.
Okay.
So that's where the options will be more available.
Do they live in Puerto Rico?
Live in Puerto Rico, yes.
Oh, neat. Okay. Great.
So we're working on that now.
Hey, we need to do a convention there. They need to get them to blow up. Let's go.
Just the class.
And we're going to try.
What was that?
And we're going to try.
Okay.
Well, hey, listen, just follow Mercedes, follow Kareem, and there's no trying about it, right? It's just do what they're doing, and it's inevitable.
Yeah, and Dan, I got a new guy that's interested too, Eli, on the line as well, and I definitely want to introduce him to the team,
sure.
And allow him to see what we're doing out here. What you think, Eli? You there, Eli?
No, yeah, sorry, I'm at work. I'm definitely interested. I mean, so far so good, you know. I'm just writing some stuff down. I'm just taking everything in, you know.
All right, awesome. Hey, man, thanks for jumping on. I know Dan gave a great presentation about this, and we're going to be out there in Denver this weekend, learning from some of the top producers and some of the top income earners that's going to, you know, train us on how to make our income level to those that millionaire status. Because wait till you get a chance to meet Andy. He's a great guy, man. This guy's CEO, founder of this, and he's been doing some great things for us. And I'm just only 4 months in, and I've been with numerous companies, and by far Alliance is the best. And I just say less after that.
That's right. But okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good place to end it. I appreciate you guys all for hopping on, and I look forward to seeing some of you out in Denver. And
Yes.
And then also, if this is your first time watching this, we do this every Tuesday, right? So it's going to be someone else, probably Adam. He's kind of he's our national manager. He's the guy that hired me. He's my personal mentor. So I encourage you. It's the same link, same time. Get on next week, hear his perspective, see what see his personality, see what he's about. And it probably makes a lot more sense next week as well. So excited for Denver. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
See you soon, man.
Bye.
Bye.
For your time.